The biggest issue we'll all be dealing with for the rest of our lives is wealth inequality. And there's a few ways to combat it. One, be the
fucking right wing, dude.
Small percentage of people who get rich, have financial freedom, and then ignore the big stinking mess in the room with all of us. 2, change the system in which wealth inequality thrives. And 3, bitch about it on Twitter. And today we're talking about the latter, specifically about MrBeast, who's been under some fire, and I think it all circles back to wealth inequality. But let's go to where it all started a month ago when he uploaded a video called 1,000 Blind People See for the First Time, where he fixed people who had like an issue, I think cataracts. Anyway, I never made a video about this, even though there was a lot of drama on Twitter about it, because I thought, this is just Twitter trolls. And also, Charlie made a video, and he encapsulated all my thoughts in a single sentence.
But yeah, thumbnail aside, I think what he's done is a good thing.
Brave. I love that guy. That's the GOAT right there. But it didn't end. It didn't end for MrBeast in his troubles with Twitter. A week or 2 weeks later, he posted this: I need your help. Next time you see Feastables in Walmart, soon to be retailers, if you could clean up the presentation, make it look better, that'd make me happy. Feastables, of course, is, 8-9 figure company that's competing against Hershey's. Make the display look better so the marketing efforts are a little better, so I sell a little more. That's the idea. And look, I can't complain. I am no stranger to mobilizing my viewer base for my own gain. I had my car stolen.
Okay, dog. Asking your viewers to help track down your car is a little different than like being a chocolate manufacturer. Like, I'll defend MrBeast when it's like when he's on the receiving end of like unjustifiable criticism or Twitter chirping, yada yada, and there's plenty of that, and I'm sure he'll get to that. But this is wild. No.
And then I had an army of Ludbuds roaming around Silmar, Los Angeles, trying to locate it, and they did, and I have it back, and thank you. But this rubbed people the wrong way, and so there was a few memes made about it. I caught this man after his shoulder brushed a Feastables display, and one of your chocolates fell to the ground. He's pleading for mercy, but I do not believe he's truly sorry. How shall I deal with him, sir? 130K likes. Take that, MrBeast. This guy. Brave. Okay, that's like when they handed the Pepsi to Kendall Jenner. 30K likes. And then this is just a made up post. From $8 an hour, mini Beast product zoner. I'm all for dunking on me, but no need to spread lies. It's real. I would never spread lies as a journalist. The thing is, I have to agree because I am a journalist, and I also would never do that. And it just seems like he's getting a lot of shit. So he did, in typical MrBeast fashion, a big donation to show how grateful I am to everyone that helped tidy things up. I'm gonna donate. That's titty. That's this titty, not tidy. To tidy things up, I'm gonna donate $100,000 to charity. What charity should I donate to? Appreciate y'all. But I feel like the people on Twitter, they're not really biting on that. And we can kind of prove that they don't really care about the money being donated because they think it's nefarious to some degree with this most recent controversy that's been happening over the past day, where
MrBeast is now Twitter's main character. That's it. He's the main villain. I swear there are more people defending him from hate than people actually hating on his philanthropy. No, that's not true. There are plenty of people who are ripping into him. Come on, be real. I low-key don't even want to say anything because like it's literally all the people that normally yell at me. It's literally all the people that normally yell at me, but they're yelling at him instead. So in many respects, I just want to be like in the corner, like, oh yeah, isn't that crazy? Wild, what's happening there? But of course, I can never shut the fuck up. The chocolate thing, not defensible. Okay, ridiculous. Only done because MrBeast. Only done because MrBeast is completely oblivious to how that looks, what that means, why that's like not acceptable. Okay. Why is it so hard for people to not see MrBeast as a poverty porn businessman? His actions are profit intended, not fixing things out of the goodness of his heart. We are not going to get to the philosophy of truly altruistic. We are not going to have a philosophical conversation here at twitch.tv about true altruism and whether it really exists or doesn't exist. Because ultimately it doesn't matter. You have to, I guess technically I am doing philosophy when I say this. Not really, but technically You just have to look at the outcomes. And if you want to look at the intentions beyond the outcomes, you have to look at the full picture, the clearer picture, maybe even compare it against comparable content creators, what they do, what they don't do. Okay? I understand the icky feeling that a lot of people get when they watch this kind of content, because in a lot of instances, this is like it's shining a light on a lot of the wealth inequality that is systemic, and it is a one magnanimous guy. Tune in next week for Meta Ethics Mondays, better than Marketing Mondays, if you know what I mean. Okay? I kind of think the 100K donation after that feels a little icky, but it's still 100K. So / why is it not acceptable to ask your friends? Because it's like asking for free labor that directly leads to profits. Yes, exactly. Nobody's talking about altruism though. People are talking about him using poor people for profit. It's like videos, recording drive-through employees for content. That's a really good question. That's a really good statement, because what he's doing is kind of like a cheat code. If you don't want to think about it from the perspective of him doing this out of like any kind of magnanimous act, what he's doing is a cheat code, because the people that are recording and annoying fast food workers or drive-through employees for content are just making content that ends up, lining up their pockets. And MrBeast lines up his pockets as well. Do not misunderstand me. He's a very wealthy person, okay? However, what he has figured out now is that every single video in and of itself is a self-funding mechanism for the specific charity that he is highlighting. That's it. So those guys that record drive-through employees for content are not like also, taking the money out of the ad revenue that the video is generating and like putting it into like a 501c3 for H Bizzle's in the chat, by the way. DNC operative H Bizzle. Wasn't MrBeast canceled once upon a time for grooming or some shit? This drama hasn't entered my boomer Twitter feed. No, he has not. That is not a thing that has happened. Now, some of you might say he has figured out how to exploit philanthropy. My friend, literally, most philanthropies are more exploitative than this. You get that, right? A lot of 501c3s are completely broken. Yeah, H Bizzle is old and he works for the DNC. Do not get mad at H Bizzle. He's too busy, again, working for the DNC. What the fuck does he know about MrBeast? He probably thinks these are all the same YouTubers. But, he's like, what? What is that? What's his name? He fucked a cat or something? He's like, what's this MrBeast guy? And he calls himself MrBeast because he fucks cats, right? That's why he calls himself MrBeast? Like he goes beast mode on cats? Mr. Best Buy? No, that's Shane Dawson. I know, that's the joke, chatter. That was literally the joke. That was the joke in and of itself. Okay. That argument is basically saying doing good things is a double-edged sword. If you don't do it, you're evil. If you do it, you're also evil? Question mark? Exactly. Exactly. No, which is why I have said to other content creators time and time again to do good things regardless. They can publicize it if they want to. They don't have to publicize it if they don't want to. People are going to shit on them no matter what. They're shitting on them not because they hate the fucking individual actions that they're engaging in, but they're shitting on them because it is yet another gross demonstration of wealth inequality that is like being thrown into their fucking faces because they're on Twitter constantly and seeing that shit and they're getting frustrated by it. Real movers and shakers are not on Twitter, except for Elon Musk, I guess. Okay? I mean, guys, this community raised $1.5 million for the Turkey, Syria charities to help in the recovery and relief efforts in the aftermath of the earthquake. And, I have obviously a personal involvement in this matter. I'm Turkish. I myself have experienced a massive earthquake in Istanbul when I was young in '99. And yet, even after all of that, people were still saying, oh, dude, you're fucking doing this for nefarious reasons, or, you know, you're a bad person regardless, or it's a scam. Okay? For the most part, ultimately, his work revolves around making videos like this, but then the videos themselves also generate ad revenue, and then the ad revenue, as far as I understand, goes back to funding the philanthropy that is inside of the video. Get it?
MrBeast made a video about giving 20,000 kids in South Africa their first pair of shoes.
For hundreds of thousands of kids in South Africa, the only thing standing between them and an education is a simple pair of shoes.
So he got them pairs of shoes. Good is good. We can say it's good. I'm glad that these kids have shoes. I would not want them to not have shoes. Good that they have shoes. But people on Twitter were a little bit upset about this. People praising things like this, good guy MrBeast, ignore the reality that he makes a profit from these types of videos. This isn't really charity. To which MrBeast replies, no hate, you probably haven't seen the channel, but it actually is a charity, and I obviously don't profit from it. 100% of all the revenue from Beast Philanthropy goes towards running my food banks and helping ease human suffering. And since inception, I've donated or personally put in millions of dollars to Beast Philanthropy. That's the whole point.
The funniest part about it is that, how does he fund his philanthropy? By making these videos. But the funniest part about it is that this is literally what Twitter leftists that yell at MrBeast want me to do as well. Like, they're like, dude, why don't you just, like, set up your own 501c3? Well, it turns out even if I fucking do that, you're still gonna chirp, you dickhead. No, that's literally it. What he is doing, what MrBeast is doing, is exactly what every fucking crusty Twitter anarchist wants me to do. Difference is making a video about it. Hey, dumbass, how is there going to be a funding mechanism for it? That's the whole point. Yeah, the video itself is funding the philanthropy. Oh my God, you don't understand it. Holy fuck. Like, you think magically, like, there's supposed to be wealth creation happening from magic? Even if he didn't make the video, he would have to go to rich people and ask them to give money to his 501c3, right? Do you understand? Black and leftists on their health site. I mean, yeah, it's. Didn't we just watch a video about how philanthropic organizations launder reputations and money? I don't know or care how Beast Philanthropy handles their money. Maybe it's perfect. I still hate philanthropy as a concept. Doesn't matter. I understand as a leftist that philanthropies and the existence of philanthropies implies that there is systemic failure. Okay? That's it. Because every single thing that the philanthropies seek to fix are problems created by our capitalist system not plugging the holes, our government not doing the work it's supposed to. Angles on philanthropy. The English bourgeoisie is charitable out of self-interest. It gives nothing outright, but regards its gifts as a business matter, makes a bargain with the poor, saying, if I spend this much upon benevolent institutions, I thereby purchase the right to not be troubled any further, and you are bound thereby to stay in your dusky holes and not to irritate my tender nerves by exposing your misery. True. It is. And there are tax benefits for it too. Most people don't understand how those tax benefits works, but it doesn't matter. And no, I'm not talking about effective altruism. We're not going to talk about effective altruism. I'm not a believer in that kind of dumb horse shit, dumb nonsense. Engels was German, my guy. I know, but he's talking about English people. Anyway, shut the fuck up. Also, Marx lived in England. Didn't Engels live in England at a certain time? I don't know. Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. I actually don't know. Anyway, where were we? Yeah, I went to Karl Marx's house. What was I going to... What else was I going to say? What is this? Just saw this take on Twitter. Isn't this specific type of charity shown to be harmful because it demolishes local industry shoemakers? Wouldn't it be more fruitful to prop up the local industry? I've heard this as well. Yeah, Tom's did this a while ago, and people got mad at it. I think there's also other things that you could be spending the money on, like more productive forms of charity that you could be spending the money on instead of shoes. I think not local shoemakers, but more productive things would be, I think, like trying to fund infrastructure. Yeah, like lobbying Congress. No. We're talking about like African nations where, like, yeah, people don't have fucking shoes, but there's also like no roads. You know what I mean? Or clean water supply. So technically, water projects or bringing electricity to certain neighborhoods would be infinitely more helpful than like giving them shoes. Anyway, where is it? Where the fuck were we? Oh, Ludwig's video we were watching.
Make content around helping people to generate more money to help more people. Now, I understand the initial concern.
That's a big part of it because the content makes the money for the charity. The content is going to slant to what will be more watchable rather than beneficial. It's profit motive charity. Yeah, but ultimately, again, it's a self-funding charity system. And the benefits that MrBeast gets on top of that is like obviously additional. I mean, I assume there's like still money that he's making. He is a very wealthy person, right? It's not like he's fucking poor. And also a lot of fame and admiration from people. So you're getting upset about a self-funding charity mechanism that he's propped up because it ends up making him like money for sure. And also on top of that, wealthy. So the labor, I guess, he puts in from the sense of like taking something and turning it into a self-funding mechanism, which, by the way, he doesn't do on his own. Of course, he works with a bunch of people. He has a bunch of workers. He is that has made him a lot of money, and also on top of that, very, very famous and very beloved. Not like he's poor. Dude has 110 million. I'll call him a good guy when he has 1 million per year and not $1 more. Fuck that guy. Wait, what? That's an arbitrary assignment. And I think that's his net worth and not like what he actually has in assets or anything like that. Literally the argument that billionaire from WEF make. What do you mean? Nobody would have been complaining if he opened a shoe store there. They'd praise him for helping poor people by charging money for basic things. The ROI comment was after you reacted to his vid. What? The return on investment? No, he's talked about this before. I think the real issue is that his videos are framed as almost a savior complex when it should be framed as, why does it take a YouTube guy to fix these issues? But at the end of the day, he's a capitalist. Exactly. That's the point. And in a sea of like 501c3s and capitalists, or even just like regular YouTubers who spend a fuckload more time just making awful content, he is like not as offensive as the way people spend time on him. That is my only take on MrBeast. And that has been my take on MrBeast. With regards to like the sea of like psychotic fucking weirdos who are deliberately cutting content to be harmful to others, he at least is like in his own moral framework, which I don't agree with because I don't think that like capitalism is a good system. Inside of his own moral framework, he is definitely significantly better than the overwhelming majority of people with respect to his output, and ultimately deliberately inoffensive. You know what I mean? He is, that's it. He literally mathematically is the least offensive you can be. But because he is like the face of this massively successful, hundreds of millions of dollars worth brand that he has cultivated, crafted, created, because it is a brand in the end of the day, people see him as like someone who is the number one advocate and defender of capitalism, and they look to like everything he does in the most cynical way possible without recognizing that like he literally in the sea of content creators is making the least offensive kind of content you could possibly make, which makes everyone criticizing him look kind of wild when they fucking jump down his throat. Because whether he's doing it deliberately or not deliberately, the effective, altruistic, wealthy millionaire savior PR works. You know what I mean? It's infinitely successful. It's super successful. And in many ways, it's like he literally has cracked the code in the sense that he's doing just the self-funding philanthropy aspect of this, right? So it's not like he has fucking, I don't know, lithium mines somewhere that he's operating, and then he's doing this on top of that to do PR for himself. This is all he does. You get what I'm saying? Haha, reputation laundering for capitalism, true, but he's only engaging in the reputation aspect of it. It's not at all successful in solving the problems? Of course it's not. Of course it's not. But you still do it. You still do charity. I do charity. Anyway, let's continue.
Criticism. I even receive some like criticism when I do a charity stream because it's like, oh, it's a tax write-off. You're actually making money from this.
For the record, I don't think like MrBeast is a saint by any metric. I think he's a content creator, just like myself. And every human being is awful. Content creators are extra awful, myself included. So in the sea of like horrifying monsters, yeah, he's fine. You know, he is deliberately inoffensive. Like purposely inoffensive. That's it.
Which isn't exactly how it works, but I think at the end of the
I feel like you're never going to be able to convince people he's not evil because he committed the cardinal sin of being perceived as a kind of annoying by a segment of the internet. Oh yeah. I mean, his most god-awful sin is also his largest sin ultimately is also being cringe. So, and you can't defeat the cringe accusations. You know what I mean? Like when you can't defeat the cringe accusations, it's like absolutely fucking, you're donezo. Because people hate nothing more than a mirror being held up to their face. And I'm willing to bet that most of the people that like fucking lose it about how cringe he is are also just as cringe, if not more cringe, but they hate to see that. You know what I mean? Now, there's of course another aspect to the creation or whatever. There's another aspect to like the ghost kitchens and whatnot, which we can get to. And I believe Eddie Bareback did some decent coverage on this. I know that MrBeast uses ghost kitchens as well. I'm not super familiar with the concept, but I assume that it's not great. You know what I mean? So we'll do that. He's going to go bareback on us. Let's watch this video. I'm not going to pause it any longer.
Because it's like, oh, it's a tax write-off. You're actually making money from this, which isn't exactly how it works. But I think at the end of the day, we live in a society where the structure is set up in a way where you have like some mega billionaires who do a lot of philanthropic work, like a Bill Gates, for example. And it's like, well, I would rather you not, do 40 tax loopholes and donate, and then we hire some elected representatives to spend that money on like, social projects or like public works projects, rather than like Bill Gates playing God and fixing random issues that he thinks he wants to fix. And that's weird. It's weird. It's weird that one guy has that much money and he's like, I'm gonna fix malaria in this country, and it's like, what? You're playing God. This is so like it's good. It's a good thing. I understand that's a good thing. Malaria.
Ludwig just, unfortunately, fundamentally misunderstands the evil of Bill Gates, and it's not him picking and choosing what kind of charities to cover. The real fundamental problem with Bill Gates is that he's just, again, laundering good reputation. But again, the real issue with not Mr. Beast, the real issue with Bill Gates is in how he makes his money. You know, rigorous patent control, okay, exploitation. And Mr. Beast is not doing the same shit that Bill Gates is doing on the other side. He's just doing the reputation laundering simply for the sake of reputation laundering, if you want to do that, if you want to say that, while simultaneously raising money for the causes that he is filming.
Being gone equal good, but weird that you are the one making all the decisions and playing God and have this much money to do so, that much capital. And that's, I think, where some concerns were driven from with Mr. Beast. Like maybe in some people's minds connected to that. Mr. Beast just unlocked a new form of capitalism. I hate it here. It's all about the Mr. Beast chocolate displays. And then there was this whole thread. This is in response to Mr. Beast saying that he doesn't drive a profit. Yes, that's because your net worth is over 100 mil and you dick suck Elon Musk. That's why you tweeted weirdly about your chocolate and why you own a fast food chain. This is all such a scam, lol. No activist would start a fast food chain to bring change. And then Mr. Beast replied, I started Beast Burger during COVID because restaurants were struggling and I wanted to give them a way to earn extra money. Countless restaurants were closing to go under, and the extra revenue generated off selling Beast Burgers helped them stay afloat. And until after lockdown, I've never really made a penny off it. We just reinvest the revenue into ads to help restaurants. Now, look, I think this is all a bit misdirected because I understand the initial concern. I understand the initial like confusion or just like ick on all of the Mr. Beast philanthropy things. At its core, they are good. They're a whole good. But they are only able to exist because we live in a system in America where 1,000 people need cataract surgery and don't have access to it.
He's lying. This motherfucker claims he never does money on the stuff. What the fuck? No, I think Mr. Beast definitely makes money. 100%. That's insane to say. But I think that the reason why people are yelling at Mr. Beast is not because he makes money. The reason why people yell at Mr. Beast is because he is like the main guy on Twitter to shit on. Also, one of the cardinal sins that Mr. Beast has now engaged in, which I literally personally told him not to do, is this. Respond, whether it's in good faith or not, to people who are saying you're rich and you fucking suck. Don't ever do that. There was a time and place where I thought every single person that was shitting on me might have had good reason to do so. And I learned through a sequence of taking L after L after L that you can never post through this wave. The more you post, the more visibility you give to people who are engaging in critique. Sometimes it's good faith critique, but in most circumstances it's just bad faith critique. Or even if it's valid criticism, 90% of the time it's still motivated by potential clout that you're going to gain. Everyone likes to throw a hook in. Okay? Especially when the person everyone is shitting on is like a very wealthy guy. Okay? I remember when this stream wasn't just fucking Twitch drama 24/7. Brother, you're a 24-month subscriber. We're talking not only about Mr. Beast, but also about like systemic associations. We're talking about like anger that people feel that are justifiable. Mr. Beast is not even a Twitch streamer. And also, we're on the 4th hour of the content. It's 5 p.m. I started my day at 10 a.m. doing a podcast over at H3H3 Productions, hardcore news coverage up until 5 p.m. I'm sorry. Fucking live a little, okay? Yeah. This is actually a very rare content creator segment that's actually very relevant to our usual leftist coverage. Yeah. I just did that. I just responded to a bad faith poster. I just created another enemy. I created not only one enemy, though, I created 20 other enemies that saw that and thought, well, that guy has a good idea. I do remember when this was 24/7 news coverage. Now it's not. Fuck you. I hate you, Hasan. This is why you're never supposed to do that. I wish I could tell you that I did this deliberately to like teach everyone a lesson about what not to do. But no, I can't help myself. And neither can MrBeast, because ultimately at the end of the day, we're all human and we want to be loved. Okay? We want to be loved. We want everyone to adore us. Okay? In a roundabout way, he kind of did fix the stream in his eyes, but making you single out a chatter for the past 90 seconds? Yeah. Anyway. So. But you always do it and it's getting old. See? This is what I mean. Do you want to know why El Topo Loco jumped on the pile? This is a teachable moment. I'm not getting one guide. Notice how I said this was going to happen? Because everyone wants to have people listen to them. They want to be heard. They want to be held. They want to be paid attention to. These are very normal human interactions, right? I want to use this as an example. I yelled at the other guy, and he jumped on it too. Immediately, it's like, oh yeah, there's more critique. You're reading bad faith chatters. That guy has actually good faith. That's a good-natured criticism. But ultimately, it's more so about having the conversation be directed around him. We all have these very human interests. Sometimes it's, very narcissistic. Not saying that that guy was, but there's an element of narcissism there. Anyway, the point was, or what I was trying to talk about is that the moment that you respond to these people, they are going to get together. You're basically lighting a signal saying, I will respond to you. And when you give people the time of day and do respond to them, okay, other people are going to see, oh, I'm finally in the spotlight. I love that. My day is otherwise boring, but now for the first time ever, we got hundreds of thousands of people who are seeing my tweets, seeing MrBeast tweets. I've been noticed. That lights a fire under everyone's ass because all of a sudden they're like, oh, wait, I can do that too. I can say MrBeast sucks dick too. Let's do it. You know what I mean? I've done this for a very long time, not realizing that all it was doing, thinking that I could correct the record, because nobody wants to have people, wants to have people hate on them. Nobody wants to feel like they're being smeared, right? So there's this inherent need, this desire to correct the record. Maybe it even feels good when you correct the record and you get thousands of likes and people fight for you. It feels good for a brief moment. But all you're doing in that situation is hurting your own mental health in the future. It's basically like you're investing in ruining your mental health in the future. You get a brief moment of solace. You feel like you've did some good PR in that moment. You feel like your enemies have been felled. And maybe you corrected the record, but you didn't really correct the record. All you did was signal to people that you will respond to them when they talk shit about you. And the numbers at first will favor you until they no longer favor you. Now, in the case of MrBeast, the numbers will always favor him. You know what I mean? He has a massive, massive audience. People love him, partially because of the type of content that he makes, right? Because that's good-natured, PR-inducing, things that omega wealthy people do specifically to launder good PR, to develop a better better character, to make people think that they're good-natured human beings, good, kind, magnanimous human beings. So All that does, though, is signal to the other people that, this is a valid way, a good way to get noticed, a good way to get attention. And you're also basically creating an audience for it, too. Okay?
Confusion or just like ick on all of the MrBeast philanthropy things.
I don't think he's like...
At its core,
I don't think he's doing
they're
it
good.
because he's a good guy, by the way.
But they are only able to exist because we live in a system in America where 1,000 people need cataract surgery and don't have access to it, and it would cost like literally hundreds of dollars to do it, but it requires one guy named MrBeast who's 24 years old from North Carolina to get up and fucking do it. It's weird, right? Like it feels like there should be something we could do. It feels like we should be able to hire elected officials to fix the fucking problem. But I think everyone's collective experience in America is that the problem doesn't get fucking fixed. It doesn't get fixed. Doesn't matter who you hire. It doesn't matter who you elect. Either political party. No problems ever get fixed. No, even with the majority, still don't get fucking fixed. And so it's like, fuck me. What am I supposed to do? And I think when you see somebody who is working.
Yes, MrBeast is 24 years old, by the way. This is another fact that goes unnoticed. Which makes it additionally hilarious because MrBeast is 24 years old. Aiden Ross is 23 years old. It's because he has that fucking goatee, dude. That's right. MrBeast is 24 years old. Aiden Ross is, 22 years old. Sorry, I said 23. Aiden Ross is 22 years old. Do you now understand why I'm like, you motherfuckers are yelling about the most insane shit to me? Like, look at this. Yeah, I know he looks older. I know. Please, look at the situation. The reason why I'm using Aiden Ross is because, that's a content creator who's also very young, who is not doing the same type of shit with his wealth and newfound fame. Okay? You get it? You understand? He's still young enough that he's at the cutout. He's at the cutting age. He's officially 1 year too old to get fucked by Leonardo DiCaprio. Okay? He just passed the age. Oh, the cutoff is 25? He can still get fucked by Leonardo DiCaprio. Think about that. What about his age? He's got advisors and know more that can advise him, and he's not stupid. He knows what he's doing. The reason why I gave you Aiden Ross as an example is not because this is his age. It's because I think a lot of people... forget that MrBeast is a content creator first and foremost. And as far as his content goes, it's demonstrably and deliberately less harmful type of content. What? The only reason I'm on Twitter is to troll AT. Only reason I'm on Twitch is to troll you. What? What do you think these capitalist neoliberal advisors would tell him to do to appease leftist chatter? First of all, why the fuck would anyone appease leftists? I myself, as a fucking human being, have seen that there's no reason to ever try and appease leftists. I'm a leftist. It's the dumbest, stupidest fucking conversation to ever have. Leftists have no power. All they have is the power to chirp on Twitter. Why the fuck, literally, if you're not, like, if your job doesn't revolve around like having to be on Twitter 24/7, just don't go on Twitter.
Working with this broken system and getting views off this broken system and making money and doing charity in the ways that the broken system allows you to do it. It's like, oh, well, hey, I'm mad at MrBeast for being a part of this system. But that's not, I feel like it's misguided. Because at the end of the day, all the things he's doing are good things. And is the system he's working in fucked? Yeah. Yeah, it's super fucked. But if we have MrBeast stop donating to charity, let's just say Twitter bullies him into stopping all.
Okay, I literally said this exact same shit, bro. Come on, Lud. Oh my God. Oh my, I know what he's going to say because I've said it. I literally said, if Twitter was successful in bullying MrBeast into not like making these videos, then what good have you done on the planet, bar for bar?
All his philanthropy work. Is anything better? Oh, the problem suddenly resolved. No, I think he's maybe just a poster boy for this new era of content creators. Which
okay, someone link it. 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 It's literally when the fuck, like, oh my God.
In the creator economy are dictating a lot of what happens in
now
business.
I'm worried about IP. Yeah, I'm taking him down. I'm taking him down. I'm gonna DMCA him
in the world. And I do think this is maybe a more poignant tweet than what a lot of the brain dead Twitter takes are. Every heartwarming human interest story in America is like he raised $20,000 to keep 200 orphans from being crushed in the orphan crushing machine, and then never asks why an orphan crushing machine exists or why you need to pay to prevent it from being used. But it's not MrBeast's fault. It's not something he created. He's a part of the machine. He's not going to fix capitalism. He's not going to do that. He's going to operate it within it. And that's fine. It's fine that he does that. It's fine that he also does good. All right. You don't have to love him because he's doing charity works. You don't have to love him because he's being philanthropic. But to hate him for it seems a little backwards. Is it better if he doesn't do it? I don't think so. How do we fix the system? That's the bigger question. And I don't fucking know the answer to that. I don't know the answer to that. Maybe an elected official will eventually come along that seems decent. Maybe a third political party. Who knows? That would shake things up a little bit. But shitting on MrBeast on Twitter, a pretty inefficient use of your time, and pretty brain dead. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you later. All right, subscribe.
Someone give me a clip right now. It's like, it's a battle that you're not going to win, and is it a battle that you should win? You know what I mean? That's my point. Like, what good will come of you? Let's say all the Twitter leftists. To go with my last message, my meds just to walk around normally and open my hands normally are $60,000 a year. If I didn't have insurance, I would never get mad at a rich motherfucker helping the hopeless. Yeah, it's like this. Let's say Twitter leftists were correct, and like MrBeast inevitably gets like canceled or something in a hypothetical scenario where people actually take Twitter leftists seriously instead of fucking immediately laugh at them and say, you're a fucking communist, you're a fucking loser, shut the fuck up, you fucking loser. I hope you go to jail in the fascist future that I will vote for inevitably, okay? Because that's literally what, like, the average normie's perspective to like the average fucking leftist on the internet is literally like, I would do fascism to you. I would kill you with the police force if I could, simply because you're a nuisance and all of the other Red Scare propaganda that I've been conditioned into I'm now realizing why I my videos get 38,000 views and Ludwig's videos get like 10 million views. Because I take 3.5 hours to describe the same fucking thing that Ludwig covered a month later. He just straight up, he said what I said in the beginning here, which is, even if you want to fucking cancel MrBeast, do you think that that is an objective good? Because all you have done now is just stop him from doing philanthropy. So what happened? Oh my God. I'm so mad at myself into believing. Okay? To be fair, I am doing it live and I am listening to the fucking... Hasan gets unlocked for 30 minutes on a 2-minute video as he discusses whether or not MrBeast is an ethical millionaire and the creator. So like those normies see you, but let's say in this real world, in this hypothetical world, they listened to you for once and they fucking canceled MrBeast. Okay? They were like, you're right, man. He's doing poverty porn and that's unethical. What did you solve? Did you solve a problem? Did you solve any problem? Let's say you're correct and people were like, wow, what the fuck? I've been struck by lightning, it feels like. Now I believe in the principles of dialectical materialism. I'm analyzing everything from your lens now. You took MrBeast away. You took him down. What happened? What was the outcome of that is like literally a positive? Because I can't see it. I try because I get that feeling, that icky feeling that you get when I watch some of these videos. I get that same icky feeling in my heart where I'm like, there's something off about this and I can't really verbalize what it is, right? But what is the net benefit of getting people to go, fuck MrBeast? What would that solve? So that's why I look at this and I think, I put the pros and cons together and I'm like, there is no fucking reason to yell at this man. Like, there is literally no reason. It makes you look like a psycho, okay? It makes you look like a psycho. There is no systemic analysis associated with it. Like, I criticize the system. I watch that video and I get mad. Why do I get mad? Not because I get mad at MrBeast. I get mad at the fact that people don't have this basic fucking healthcare service given to them for free, okay? And people still yell at me. They say, fuck you, Hasan. You're a fucking piece of shit. How dare you bring up, like, free healthcare? I fucking hate you. You should kill yourself. How much help have you done, right? But that's my take, ultimately. They hate MrBeast because capitalism or something. I hate MrBeast because his editing gives me seizures. We are not the same. Okay, well, that's because... Imagine he quit donating or helping people if he can't be rich off of it. What a lose. They lose a great white savior? No. You're failing to... Bro, that's so dumb. That is so fucking dumb, dude. You can try to make it seem like it's like, oh, the great white savior. Okay, what's the net benefit? You're not giving me a net benefit. You're just fucking still complaining about MrBeast being annoying to you. You missed the entire point! There is no benefit other than you kind of feel a little bit better about yourself because you feel like you actually tackled any part of the system. But you didn't tackle the system at all. You just yelled at... What? Lol, Has, my God, your memory is terrible. What? Stop scanning chat for haters to keep this argument going, please. Yeah, I'm not going to do this. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, you're right, dude. Keep trying to cancel MrBeast. I think that's... You're gonna get it one day. He's talking about if you take away MrBeast. Yeah, I know. if you remove MrBeast from the equation, all you've done is eliminate one form of content. Okay, all you've done is eliminate one form of content that is a self-funding mechanism for the fucking philanthropies that he is putting in the videos itself. And that's it. You didn't do anything. It's just that, like, maybe someone will replace him. Maybe. Probably. It'll be like Mark Rober or some shit. But it's so fucking stupid. Who's saying remove? Only you, I think. People are criticizing him. That's a good thing. Okay. There are people making the argument that MrBeast's origins of exploitation and humiliation will only inspire more people to exploit and humiliate for clout, but I guess the response would be lots of content creators are like this. Yeah, I saw that video. I'm sorry. It's ridiculous. I am like a caged monkey. You understand? You're talking to a Twitch streamer. Your primary form of entertainment is coming from a Twitch streamer who has basically personally created a gilded cage for himself so he can be a caged news monkey for you. Dance, monkey boy, dance is what you say to me all day, every day. And the brief moment of solace I get is at the top of the hour when I serve you a 3-minute ad break and tell you if you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is subscribe, which you can do for $5 or for free. You can also get gifted a sub if you're lucky. That's how this works. The notion that MrBeast's style of content will like get other people to also do that kind of humiliation or whatever is so fucking stupid. There is not a single content creator on the internet that is not showing their ass for entertainment. You can literally utilize that exact same lens. I found a brain rot tweet saying you are called a wholesome communist who lives in a mansion and pays for underage hookers while MrBeast is portrayed as evil even though he donates to charity. I hope they stretch before those mental gymnastics. They didn't have to stretch. Their mind is mush. Okay? Anyway, here's the 3-minute ad break now. Because you're too old to be watching. Straight lying Lamau. You think that person was lying about that tweet? Maybe my brain is completely broken, but I can promise you that tweets like that happen all the time. People constantly compare me to another very wealthy, infinitely more wealthy content creator. Like, what's his face? What was the guy? Mark? What's the fucking guy? The super famous YouTube guy? He has like long hair. Markiplier. Oh, he meant lying about me. Yeah, straight up lying. Yeah. Why compare you to Mark? I think when I had long hair, people kept saying like, what is this? Wait, what the fuck? I love how Evil Capital's MrBeast gave African children shoes while this dork puts out overpriced tacky clothes. No, that's a different tweet. And also, okay, we're done with these fucking losers. Stop. It's a K-on avatar. And I think I saw that tweet earlier. And from what I understand, that tweet itself literally is made by a K-on avatar, anime avatar, lolly avatar ass motherfucker who like literally said a bunch of horrifically awful anti-Semitic white supremacist shit. So I don't think he gives a fuck about MrBeast giving children in Africa shoes, okay? Stop. How do you know what K-on is? How do you think I know what K-on is? How? Think about who my most vocal pedophilic reply guys are. No, it's not because I'm a weeb, you fucking dinguses. I asked about it on stream because I was like, what's up with these fucking avatars? other than the fucking Greek statue avatars, who also are pedophiles, by the way. This is like, seems like every time there's this like one specific type of avatar, it's like a white supremacist. What's up with that? I learned the hard way, bitch. Anyway, Ludwig has a good video. I only say that because his video is very similar to my takes as well, even though he didn't go hard enough on certain aspects of this.